We welcome you live inside beautiful Milam Park in Morgantown, West Virginia, where the 2026 Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships continue. And we are set to bring you the evening running action here on day 2 of this great 3-day event. Greetings from Morgantown for our live coverage here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network, along with former 5-time West Virginia High School Track and Field Championship coach Jim Mahan and our great crew of Mark Martin. Delighted to have all of you with us. And Jim, we get started with another beautiful evening of running events here, and let's hope we can just pick up where we left off yesterday evening with those back-to-back 10,000-meter run finishes. Absolutely outstanding.
Yeah, you just wouldn't actually script it any better than that, Mark. Hollywood finish for both the men's and the women's 10K. I mean, right down to the wire. A lot of good strategy involved on both sides. Some good runnings from all the runners that were out there. Some excellent competition there last night, and like you said, the weather couldn't be any better than it is right now.
All right, we've got lots to get to here this evening. We'll start with the men's 110-meter hurdle trials. That will be followed by the women's 100 meters, and then at 6:30 it will be the men's 400 meters, and that will be followed by the women in the 400-meter dash. Again, these are trials. The 100 meters will follow, 7:05 for the men, 7:15 for the women. At 7:30, it's the men's 800 meters, and then it will be the women at 7:45. The one running final tonight will be the men's 3K meter steeplechase and the women's 3K meter steeplechase. A lot has already unfolded here in field events. We'll get to those in just a moment, but again, just an exciting evening here, building up to what will be all running finals on Tuesday.
Yeah, we got a lot of good trials to go through tonight. Some really, really good key matchups, especially we're looking at the 800, the 3,000 men steeplechase, the prelims in the 800. All these are prelims. The only final tonight, of course, is the men's and women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. Of course, a grueling race it is. Right off the bat, Mark, we're going to get a good look here in Heat 2 of the 110 men's highs. Kamar Sutherland, he is one of the top-ranked high hurdlers in the country, ranked 39th, and also has a record, and he has already broken the record time-wise. Let's see if he can kind of run a flawless trial, and how much is he going to get pushed? We don't know.
5 of 21 events have been scored. Charleston leads in the men's division with 66 points. Glenville is second with 19. And in the women's, 6 of 21 events now have been staged. Charleston with 59 and Point Park with 47. So pretty good race there for the title of women's action. Again, still a lot to be determined here over the next couple of days, and certainly here this evening. But we are set for action here on the track. And again, it's going to be a prelim of the men's 110-meter hurdles. Dominic Gaggum of West Liberty will be in lane 2. Braden Hashman will be in lane 3 out of Glenville. Massimo Pantano of Charleston will be in lane 4. Gavin Glass of Point Park will be in lane 5. Ian Wood of Davison Elkins will be in lane 6. And Julian Grace from the University of Charleston will be in lane 7.
Lane 7 from the University of Charleston, Julian Grace. Your competitor
in the first of 2 heats here for the men's trials.
Yeah, they got to navigate over 10 hurdles, Mark, 42 inches apiece. Of course, distance to the first hurdle is 45 feet, and then it's 30 feet in between the hurdles, and then the last hurdle to the finish line is a 46-foot sprint. And, of course, it takes time, precision, and explosion out of the blocks, and you really can't afford to, with the short distance they're at, you can't afford to clip a hurdle at all. If you clip a hurdle, it's going to put you off of rhythm, off of your stride and your steps. And let's just see how these competitors stack up in our first heat of the evening.
Of the 6 who will compete, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and a freshman. Gaggum is the freshman who is in lane 2, so a nice clean start here. And pretty tight with Hashman of Glenville and Pantano of the University of Charleston, and neck. And oh, nice race to get it going.
Yeah, it was a very good race, and I think maybe Hashman may have leaned it out there right to finish line. Not sure.
14.58 seconds. You are correct, Jim. As Braden Hashman from Glenville State, the sophomore. Pantano was second at 14.63. Then it was Glass of Point Park, Wood of Davis and Elkins, Grace of UC, and Gagum of West Liberty.
Yeah, Pantano, Mark, he's ranked 61st in the country in the men's 110 highs. Of course, the guy we're really going to focus a lot of attention on is in Heat 2, and we know that to be Kamar Sutherland. He is ranked 39th in the country, and he has the best time. He also, Mark, owns the MEC record in the 110 men's highs at 14.34, and he has eclipsed that time this year. So we'll see if he can juice it up here for the trials.
All right, our second heat here in the trials for the men's 110-meter hurdles. You'll have Deshaun Jeffrey out of Frostburg. He will be in lane 1. A sophomore, Alan Yeager of West Virginia State. A sophomore will be in lane 2. Hakeem Mustafa of Point Park. Been a good one in track and field for the Pittsburgh-based school. Will be in lane 3. He's a junior. University of Charleston's Reese Hunt, a young man out of Point Pleasant, a freshman, will be in lane 4. Frank Hicks at the University of Charleston, another freshman in lane 5. Jim mentioned Kamar Sutherland out of Point Park will be in lane 6, the sophomore, and Reese Farquharson of Wesleyan will be in lane 7. He is a senior.
And we focus our attention in this heat, Mark, in lanes 5 and 6 with Kamar Sutherland and Frank Hicks. They're the only two competitors in this heat that have eclipsed 15 seconds in the 110 highs. So our focus is going to be out in lane 5 and 6 in this race.
Great sky view here of Milan Park. Just a beautiful venue for track and field, a beautiful complex. So much to offer here. Great aquatic center right next to this track and field. You see it there. Of course, ball fields galore here, an indoor football facility, soccer fields, you name it. They've got it here at Milan Park. There are the young men ready to go. Gun fired and off and running here. And Point Park, and there you see Sutherland just zooming his way. No contest, Kamar Sutherland. An easy winner there, 14.14 seconds.
Okay.
Well, that's an
Keen
unofficial
Mustafa.
time.
Yeah.
If Kamar Sutherland's time, you see how strong he is, Mark. The hurdles really don't distract him that much. He's more of a plower than he is a hurdler. He clips a lot of them, but it doesn't seem to hurt him with his strength. But if that time holds up, Mark, that would be a new meet record.
Yeah, that time, meet record.
8 qualifiers.
Just an unbelievable run here. They're in lane 6. His teammate Mustafa was second. Frank Hicks, Deshaun Jeffrey, Reese Hunt, Alan Yeager, and Reese Farquharson rounded out. So Sutherland, Jim, moving on, we know, as will Hashman. And then they'll weed it out from there to get us our final 8 tomorrow.
Yes, Sutherland had an outstanding explosion out of the blocks, and that can make all the difference in the world when you're only dealing with 110 meters. Now, they're going to make adjustments. Hats off to that hurdle crew, Mark. They do a lot of work there, shuffling the hurdles from the 110 to the women's, which is 100 meters. And, of course, they're going to lower them. They're going to go from 42 inches to 33 inches, and I don't care how many inches it is. If you're running and sprinting and jumping over things, that's tough.
All right, we'll break away here at Milan Park. We'll come back, and we will bring you the women's trials in the 100-meter hurdles. It's coming up here. Back in a moment.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses, Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Davis-Elkins College is known for the quality of nurses, business leaders, and teachers we prepare for the field. And our location makes programs in resource management and outdoor recreation a natural fit. With distinction and excellence, we provide an affordable education designed just for you.
West Virginia Wesleyan College has always been about helping students become the best versions of themselves. The sense of community here is real and palpable. You're not going to get lost at a college that's filled with faculty who are here for one reason. That reason is to teach people. Because they're not a number here, they're a person here. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, here you can achieve whatever your dreams are. This is a place that's accessible, affordable, but the people are what have always made this college so amazing.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
We were talking earlier, Jim, about this beautiful, spacious spread here at Milan Park and all it has to offer with the ball fields.
It is quite impressive.
Have an ice rink here at Milan Park. And just so much land and still a lot that can and you can bet will be added as the years move on. Of course, we are fortunate to be here at the beautiful track and field complex here at Milan Park for coverage of the 2026 Mountain East Conference Track and Field Championships, getting set for the prelims of the women's 100-meter hurdles. Lane assignments in heat number 1. Tanya Redmond of West Liberty, a freshman. Lindsey Simmons of Point Park, a junior. Lanes 1 and 2, respectively. Emma Romer of Point Park will be in lane 3. Marissa Scott of West Liberty in lane 4. Laura Delgado de Torres of University of Charleston, lane 5. Alexis Ayeti of Point Park will be in lane 6. Sophie Abraham of West Liberty in lane 7. And Eloisa Vasquez of West Liberty is in lane 8.
Yeah, slight difference from the men's. Of course, it's 100 meters and not 110. It's 33 inches high, and of course, there's a little bit of different staggers because it's a shorter distance. 13 meters to the first hurdle, 8.5 meters between the hurdles, and then 10.5 meters from the last hurdle to the finish line. In heat number 1, Mark, we've got 3 girls that have eclipsed 15. Of course, Emma Romer, Point Park, Marissa Scott, West Lib, and Laura Delgado de Torres from UC. Those are the 3 that have eclipsed the 15-second marks. That's really kind of what you're looking at there in the first heat. So those 3 would be the focus, and of course they're in lanes 3, 4, and 5.
Man, it's been a good day for Delgado de Torres. She took 3rd in the heptathlon. Emma Romer was 2nd in the long jump. Delgado de Torres also placing in the long jump, so active already. She was 3rd. And now getting set for more action here and just showing the versatility of some of these young women here inside Milan Park. Some other finishes today. Men's discus, Seth Wisman of West Liberty was a winner, and Wisman also the winner of the men's javelin. So double winner today. Aiden Corbett of the University of Charleston won the men's shot put. Reese Burnside out of Doddridge County, a West Liberty State Hilltopper. He was the men's pole vault champ. Father Bobby, the track and head football coach there at Doddridge County High School, just down the road on Route 50. And Janae Scott of Glenville. Another shot put championship for Glenville. I believe Jesse Skyle has told us 6 in a row now. 3 straight indoor and 3 straight outdoor championships in the shot put event for the women.
4 more to go, and you get a free toaster oven.
See Dave Hickman there, one of the great officials here. There's the summary of the shot put. Mallory McGinnis of Wesleyan was 2nd to Janae Scott there. Abby McKinney of UC, Sierra Davis of West Liberty, top 4.
That's a 2 meter plus 2 meter differential between Janae Scott and Mallory McGinnis. That's a pretty significant difference.
Scott, first throw, got her the victory.
Didn't need to throw anymore.
No one could
one of those
top that.
Throw one and come back if you beat me one types of things, huh?
Watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network, along with Jim Mahan, our great crew. I'm Mark Martin, and we are awaiting the start of Heat 1 here in the women's 100-meter hurdle prelims. Dunya Van Den Toren again wins the women's long jump. Van Den Toren now getting set to race here in this first heat. She is in lane 5, and again, she also had a 3rd place finish in the heptathlon today.
From West Liberty, Marissa Scott. In lane 5 from Charleston.
So again, it's Redmond of West Liberty, a freshman. Simmons of Point Park, a junior. Romer, a junior from Point Park. Scott of West Liberty, a junior. Delgado de Torres is a senior. And Aidi is a freshman in lane 6. Abraham of West Liberty is a sophomore in lane 7, and Vasquez is a freshman in lane 8.
You got Emma Romer's in lane 3, but Lindsay Simmons, her teammate, in lane 2. You know, they've been pushing each other all season long. Should be focused on lanes 3, 4, and 5, Mark. See how they come out of the blocks.
Good clean start once again. Right now, Scott. West Liberty now coming on strong. And a good race there in our first of two heats. And Marissa Scott will get the win. 14.68. Emma Romer was second.
Yeah, Mark, Marissa Scott with a good clean race. Came out of the blocks pretty well. You'll see this. She's in, of course, in lane 5 was Delgado de Torres. She was explosive out of the blocks, but she wasn't able to finish strong. And Scott was able to pull it off from West Lib to win that heat. We talked about it's the top heat winner in each heat plus the next 6 fastest times. So if you win your heat, you're automatically in the finals. In the next 6 times among those 2 heats, the 6 fastest times will comprise the finals in that event.
So heat 2, Vanessa L. Wagner of Point Park will be in lane 1. Lane 2 will have Madison Medley of Frostburg. Peyton Krafchak of the University of Charleston will be in lane 3. Isabella Maestria is in lane 4 out of Frostburg. Mallory Dunn Martin is in lane 5 for the University of Charleston. Minky Engelbrecht of the University of Charleston is in lane 6. And Milani Jackson of Glenville is in lane 7.
Yeah, and much like the first heat, Mark, we have 3 girls that are 3 women. So 3 women that are under 15. Minky Engelbrecht from UC. Of course, Mallory Dunn Martin from UC and Isabella Martin from Frostburg. And those 3, if you're just looking at them, just you want to see there's some freshmen in that group as well that are impressive. Mallory Dunn Martin, a very good time as a freshman. Madison Medley, another freshman.
Gun fired, off we go in this second heat. And Dunn Martin gliding across those hurdles right there with her teammate, and it's going to be Dunn Martin coming away victorious, 14.41 seconds. Engelbrecht finishes at 14.55. Mallory Dunn Martin, and it's the deck there, but hopefully everything is okay with her. Her older brother, Tavion Dunn Martin, was an outstanding basketball player, Huntington High products. He was the Evans Award winner as the West Virginia High School Boys Basketball Player of the Year. Played at Akron, Duquesne, and finished his college career at Florida Gulf Coast, and now playing overseas. Talked to Mallory last night, so they're checking her out. Not sure.
Yeah, Mark, they're looking at the ankle here. There was some.
Engelbrecht got a nice start there.
Engelbrecht got a great start. She had the best start of the lot.
Here we come down. Of course, she's got that.
Didn't see anything from the race.
Does have that sleeve on her right leg.
And they are checking the ankle area of that right leg, Mark, right now. There's some concerns here with that.
And get a good look at it right there on our monitor.
And from Frostburg, Madison Medley in 15.75.
Indication there, not in any pain. But boy, once she came off of the track, she
kind of just went down.
Yeah, she bent over and then just finally went down. So they continue to check her out, and she is okay because she was impressive as she has been. Just a freshman. And again, Engelbrecht, the junior, finished second. Right there, Jim. Maybe,
I see a little bit of a torque on the inside when she landed, kind of, they call supination and pronation. That was an inward turn with that ankle, just ever so slightly, and it doesn't take very much.
Well, hopefully she is okay, and we'll be able to continue on here. One of the standouts of this Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championship meet. All right, we got the men's 400-meter trials coming up here, and we shall return and bring you the action back on the oval here. You're watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.
Fairmont State University is a great place. A cozy campus surrounded by nature and outdoor adventure. An authentic school filled with friendly people who are down to earth. People who roll up their sleeves, help each other out, get stuff done, and have fun doing it. That's what makes Fairmont State such a great place. It's a great place to make friends for life and a great place to soar. Learn more at fairmontstate.edu.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Launch your healthcare career at West Liberty University. We offer health science degrees in programs like nursing, dental hygiene, speech pathology and audiology, medical lab science, pre-medicine, psychology, biomedical science, or the physician assistant program. Our faculty have the experience to prepare you for a rewarding future. There's never been a better time to prepare for a healthcare career, and there's no better place than West Liberty University. Find out more at westliberty.edu/healthcareers.
Our mission as educators is to help you grow, explore, and achieve your aspirations. When our seniors graduate, they receive more than just a diploma. They leave Wheeling University with clarity, purpose, and the confidence that they need to succeed throughout their career. Exceptional experiences, exciting opportunities, meaningful guidance, and lifelong friendships. This is the foundation and academic excellence we believe in. That's the Wheeling University difference.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty, you study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Trying to find where you fit in the world can be challenging. But then there's a moment where it all comes together. And that moment happens at Point Park University. Career-focused programs converge with a vibrant downtown campus to prepare you for work and life. From experienced professors and internships to culture and job opportunities, you'll get the best of both worlds. Point Park University, where it all comes together.
Back inside here at Milan Park in Morgantown, West Virginia. Great to have you with us here for our coverage of the Mountain East Conference Track and Field Championships on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network. Jim, we go back to that last race in the second heat of the women's 100-meter hurdles, and what a performance by Mallory Dunn Martin. Again, injured afterwards, or at least they were looking at the ankle, but she turned in an impressive time, and that led to some nice marks.
Yeah, 14:41 qualifying. again, reminder, Mark, she's a freshman. That is her personal best. 2, it just vaulted her in the top 100. As a matter of fact, in D2, that she is the 78th ranked 100-meter high hurdle person in the country right now. There she is. You'll see her. She is in lane 5. She comes down, and our camera guys caught that last little tweak on this last hurdle. Not this one. It's right here when she lands. It turns in. You see how the ankle turned in? She finished strong. She knew she had a good race, flawless otherwise. They see her, and then she keeps it walking over to the edge, and of course then she went down, and they was administering to her.
Well, and again, she's now ranked 78th, and Kamar Sutherland ranked 23rd now, and a facility record here at Milan Park as he turned in that 14.14 second performance. And there you see the unofficial results there of that last race we had. Again, we are awaiting the start of the first of 2 heats of the men's 400 meters here at Milan Park.
And Mark will give Kamar the hat trick +1 because he had a meet record.
Yes.
He had facility record. He just vaulted himself to 23rd in the country in the 110 highs and a personal best on top of it. I don't know what you would call well, it's a turkey's a 3-roller in bowling. You're a big bowler, so a turkey's 3 strikes. I don't know what. Does anybody have any terminology for 4? A hat trick +1? I don't know. Maybe I have to come up with something.
Earlier here today, men's discus, Seth Wisman of West Liberty. The men's shot put, Aiden Corbett of University of Charleston. Men's pole vault won by Reese Burnside of West Liberty. Janae Scott of Glenville wins the women's shot put. The men's javelin, Seth Wisman. So a double winner here today in field events. And the heptathlon won by Cassidy Hammonds of Concord. And we're getting ready for Heat 1 here in the men's 400 meters and the men's and women's 400-meter hurdles yesterday. And, of course, the finals coming up on Tuesday. Our producer-director Brian saying, hey.
He's got a name for it. Mathematically,
golden blocks.
I'll tell you why it mathematically speaks, Mark. Block. You think of a block, it's 4 corners, correct? A block would be 4 corners, basically, 4 right angles. He had 4 pieces of a record, meet record, venue record, top ranked in the country, PB. Yeah, I'm going to go with it, Brian. I like the golden blocks. I like that. That's all right. You just kind of, we morphed it a little bit for you.
Brian Shepard is our producer-director. Braden Ward, Jordan Thomas, Akeem Mustafa, Jordan Thomas, Felix Mignani, and Jacob Blatnick. Those have been the athletes of the week in track and field so far this season. Natalie Barr of Glenville, Colette Patty of UC, Shekinah Jameson of Frostburg, Dunya Van Den Toren of Point Park, Lauren Twyman, and Natalie Barr once again from Glenville. Those were the winners of the women's track and field athletes of the week throughout this 2026 season. All right, lane assignments here for the first heat of the men's 400 meters. Laura McElray will be in lane 1 out of the University of Charleston. Davon Singleton of West Virginia State will be in lane 2. Both are sophomores. Jack Hines of Frostburg is a junior, will be in lane 3. Christian Reed of Point Park, a junior, will be in lane 4. University of Charleston's Eric Kruger, a freshman, will be in lane 5. Brady Pryor of Charleston will be in lane 6. He's a sophomore. Harry Canoe of West Liberty, a freshman, will be in lane 7. And Dominic Giangeli of West Liberty, a freshman, will be in lane 8.
Yeah, the focus, the ones you want to look at in this heat, of course, it's heat winner plus next best times. And there are 2 heats in this, man. And the only person in this heat that has broke 48 is Brady Pryor from the University of Charleston. His best time at 47.76 is just a smidge off of the meet record. He will be out there in lane 6. His teammate, Eric Kruder, will be in lane 5.
Getting set for the start here.
I know I'm aging myself, Mark, but in the old days, I'd say about half the people would use blocks in a 400. And they'd stand there, take off. Now, I don't think anybody doesn't use the blocks. They all do.
Hines in lane 3 actually will be standing.
Yeah, we got 1 out of 8.
Jack Hines, the junior.
Jack's got a personal best of 48.86. That was run his sophomore year.
Hines out of Bel Air, Maryland. Ready for the gun. Gunfire, good clean start, and off we go here. First of 4 races on this Monday evening in the 400 meters, 2 for the men and 2 for the women.
Sorry, excuse me, Mark. Pryor had already made up the stagger out on canoe from West Lib before they made it through the first 100. You want to go out aggressively strong, get into your rhythm in the back stretch, and then lean into that curve, into that third 300. And then when you get down to that straight stretch, it's a gut check.
See Pryor there for UC, a sophomore personal best, 47.76. And Pryor stretching it out. Brady Pryor and then Frostberg's, Jack Hines, who was the one standing at the start of the race. And how about Hines coming on strong there? And he will be the winner, 48.81 seconds. Pryor second at 48.91. Well, there's still something to be said for the standing start, Jim, as opposed to the blocks.
A great performance by Jack Hines. I mean, his best time this year coming in, 49.11. So he eclipsed that, obviously, but just a good, strong finish from Hines as he finished the last 60 meters very strong. And you know, nothing to take away from Brady Pryor, who had an excellent race. He just didn't seem to get pushed until right there at the end. So no doubt those two gentlemen will be battling it out along with the first couple of placers in the next heat as well.
Pryor finishes at 48.91. And now we are getting set for our second of 2 heats. McElray was third there from UC. So here's a look at the lane assignments for our second heat. Joseph Livio, West Virginia Wesleyan, a junior, will be in lane 1. William Jackson out of Concord is in lane 2. He's a freshman. Alejandro Salgado of the University of Charleston, a senior, will be in lane 3. Maxwell Eaton of Point Park, a freshman, will be in lane 4.
I think we'll be able to hear the gun from 3.
Lined up by
turn
a
on
teammate,
1 as
Juan
well.
Barrera.
And turn them
senior.
down just a little bit.
Rory Taylor Young from Glenville, a freshman, will be in lane 6. Cohen Arbogast Frostberg will be in lane 7, and Carson Smith of Glenville, a freshman, will be in lane 8.
Mark, you want to focus your attention in this heat on Alejandro Salgado, whose time coming into this is better than the meet record. 47.52 is what he's ran. The meet record's 47.64. He is in lane 3. Of course, our winner from the previous heat, Jack Hines, was in also lane 3.
Breeze here this evening at Milan Park, high above there. You get a chance to see the guys getting set to fire out of the blocks. They're all in the blocks for this race. Nope, check
Except
that.
for one.
Arbogast, so get another Frostberg runner. The sophomore, personal best of 50.14, and Best time among these competitors, personal best at 47.52, and that is Salgado. Gun fired and off here with our second of 2 heats. Carson Smith there on the outside. That's Arbogast beside of him. Rory Taylor Young in the blue from Glenville.
Salgado moving up through the ranks has already just overtaken all the staggers from everybody from lane 4 out. Let's see how he can finish, Mark.
He is in lane 3. Get a good look at him there. In a sizable lead at the moment. I'm not sure anyone is going to be able to catch Alejandro Salgado of the University of Charleston. He will be the winner, and second place finish there, I believe, is Rory Taylor Young of Glenville. 47.72 unofficial winning time there for Salgado. Rory Taylor Young at 49.24 seconds.
That's a good race there by Rory Taylor Young, the young freshman, being able to reel that one in. But hats off to Salgado. He wasn't pushed, Mark. Kind of let up a little bit with a couple meters to go from the finish line. So he's got a lot more in the tank for the finals coming up tomorrow. There's Salgado as he's just breezing. You'll see him kind of let off the throttle last couple of meters before the finish line as he's easing across there in lane 3. And you see Rory Taylor Young from Glenville, the impressive freshman, with a good timeout in lane 6.
Salgado from Spain, of course, runs for Nick Bias. And Taylor Young running for Dan Myers there at Glenville.
And Mark, of the 8 finalists in the men's 400, 3 of them set personal best. Of course, Jack Hines, we know, Millar McElray, and Arbogast.
Well, there you have a look at it there. And those are the ones who will race tomorrow. Salgado of UC, Hines of Frostburg, Pryor UC, Taylor Young of Glenville, Leo of Wesleyan, McElray of UC, Arbogast of Frostburg, and Giangelli of West Liberty. So a couple there from Frostburg. UC will be well represented. Should be quite a race tomorrow. Now we get set for the women's 400-meter hurdle prelims. And we are going to break away here inside Milan Park. You're watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Davis and Elkins College is known for the quality of nurses, business leaders, and teachers we prepare for the field. And our location makes programs in resource management and outdoor recreation a natural fit. With distinction and excellence, we provide an affordable education designed just for you.
West Virginia Wesleyan College has always been about helping students become the best versions of themselves. The sense of community here is real and palpable. You're not going to get lost at a college that's filled with faculty who are here for one reason. That reason is to teach people, because they're not a number here, they're a person here. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, here you can achieve whatever your dreams are. This is a place that's accessible, affordable, but the people are what have always made this college so amazing.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
Welcome back here to Milan Park. Beautiful evening for track and field championship action in the Mountain East Conference. Getting set for the first of two heats in the women's 400-meter prelims. Getting some good action there for the men, and now we turn our attention to the women here. Still to come, the 100-meter dash for the men and women. The 800 meters and the steeplechase, all still to come here. And there's a look at the lane assignments here to get this action underway. Kylie Smitch of Concord, a sophomore, will be in lane 1. Hannah Rowan of West Liberty in lane 2, a sophomore. Maya Greshner of Point Park, a senior, will be in lane 3. Lined up there beside of her teammate, Olivia Hutcherson, who is a freshman. Sasha Hunter of West Liberty, a freshman, will be in lane 5. Tanae Rojas of Point Park, a sophomore, will be in lane 6. Ellen Filstrom of the University of Charleston, a freshman, will be in lane 7. And Diamond Rush of Point Park, a senior, will be in lane 8.
Yeah, Mark, the two we probably want to focus on here, Rojas in lane 6 from Point Park and Maya Greshner from Point Park, the senior and the sophomore. Greshner's in lane 3, Rojas is in lane 6. They have the two best times turned in. That's never a qualifier in this particular event.
Lane 7 from Charleston, Ellen Filstrom. And in lane 8 from Point Park, Diamond Rush. Your eight competitors in Heat 1 of the women's 400-meter prelims, Madam Starter.
Madam's nice.
And Mark, you are correct on this one. All 8 competitors are in the blocks in this race.
There, hung up on these starter blocks.
We'll see how fast Greshner gets out in lane 3 and how quickly she makes up the stagger on her teammate.
Gun fired, and here we go. First of two heats, women's 400 meters here at Milan Park in Morgantown, Mountain East Conference Track and Field Championships. Concord represented, West Liberty, Point Park, and the University of Charleston. See Diamond Rush there in lane 8. Always tough in that outside lane, but at the moment, Rush still in front. And 3 Point Park runners in this heat. High above. Great shot. Our camera crew.
You see Greshner stretching it out, but Diamond Rush, Mark, giving her all kinds of, she's got a lot of stride and a way to cover it.
Greshner is going to win it. And a good run by Rush, and also there for Point Park, Rojas. She will finish second. So it is a 1-2-3 finish for Point Park with Greshner, Rojas, Rush, Sasha Hunter, and Rowan of West Liberty 4 and 5 respectively. And Hutcherson of Point Park was 6th. Smitch of Concord was 7th. Filstrom of the University of Charleston.
He marks some really nice marks there. Rojas, a personal best at 58.41, finishing second. A season best for Diamond Rush. Sasha Hunter from West Lib with a personal best. A lot of good marks there at that first heat.
Filstrom went down in the race for the University of Charleston and did not finish, the freshman. We're getting set now for our second heat here. Erica Davis will be in lane 1. Abigail Mastery of West Frostburg in lane 2. Jayla Woods of State is in lane 3. Brooklyn Reynolds of West Liberty is in lane 4. Lucy Crow in lane 5. Glenville with Hannah Hill and Bethany Payne, and Danielle Perez of State in lane 8.
Mark will focus our attention in this heat. Jayla Woods from State, the sophomore, very impressive 400 runner, as is Brooklyn Reynolds from West Liberty. They have 2 of the better times it's turned in this heat. Woods is in lane 3 and Reynolds in lane 4.
So Davis in lane 1, a senior. Estrella, a freshman from Frostburg. Woods from State, a sophomore. Crow from Frostburg, a junior. Hill from Glenville, a senior. Payne from Glenville, a freshman. Perez, a freshman from West Virginia State. And Brooklyn Reynolds of West Liberty has dropped out of the race.
Yes, Mark, lane 4 will be open.
Ready for the start here.
A little bit more of a disadvantage for Jayla Wood. She doesn't have anybody to measure in lane 4.
Gun fired, and away we go. Look there at Danielle Perez of West Virginia State. Again, our last heat, and in that outside lane, terrific job was done by Diamond Rush. See if it can happen again here. On the inside, Jayla Woods for West Virginia State out in front. Beautiful shot from high above here at Milam Park. Jayla Woods, the sophomore, coming in a personal best of 56.18 seconds, season best of 57.02 .07 seconds. And Woods from Institute, West Virginia State. She is first. Height finish here for second in lane 1. University of Charleston's Erica Davis. She will finish second. Lucy Crow right there. So it's 59.18 for Davis. Crow at 59.21 seconds, Jim.
Yeah, two of those, Davis and Crow, both setting season best, breaking the 1 minute mark. But Jayla Woods just cruising to that heat, winning easily at 57.54 mark. Again, just a reminder, the top place winner in each heat. Of course, this one, the replay of Jayla Woods from West Virginia State with her 57.54 coming across the finish line quite easily. But as you said earlier, Mark, the battle there was for second place.
So the final 8 tomorrow will feature Jayla Woods at the best time, Maya Greshner second, West Virginia State and Point Park respectively. The Rojas of Point Park, Diamond Rush of Point Park in the top 4. And then West Liberty's Sasha Hunter, Erica Davis of Charleston, Lucy Crow of Frostburg, and Hannah Rowan of West Liberty. Those will be your 8 competitors tomorrow here at Milan Park in Morgantown for the women's 400-meter dash championship.
Yeah, Mark, that's a strong field when you've got 5 of the 8 runners eclipsing 58. At the head of the list with Jayla Woods all the way down to Sasha Hunter at 58.67. Everyone in that finals tomorrow, Rowan, Crow, Davis, Hunter, Rush, and Rojas have all set either season best or personal best. The only 2 that did not eclipse that are Greshner and Woods.
All right, got a break in the action here. We will be back in just a moment. And we got the 100-meter dash coming up for both the men and the women as our prelims continue from Milan Park here in Morgantown. You're watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.
Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Launch your healthcare career at West Liberty University. We offer health science degrees in programs like nursing, dental hygiene, speech pathology and audiology, medical lab science, pre-medicine, psychology, biomedical science, or the physician assistant program. Our faculty have the experience to prepare you for a rewarding future. There's never been a better time to prepare for a healthcare career, and there's no better place than West Liberty University. Find out more at westliberty.edu/healthcareers.
Our mission as educators is to help you grow, explore, and achieve your aspirations. When our seniors graduate, they receive more than just a diploma. They leave Wheeling University with clarity, purpose, and the confidence that they need to succeed throughout their career. Exceptional experiences, exciting opportunities, meaningful guidance, and lifelong friendships. This is the foundation and academic excellence we believe in. That's the Wheeling University difference.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty,
you study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Trying to find where you fit in the world can be challenging. But then there's a moment where it all comes together. And that moment happens at Point Park University. Career-focused programs converge with a vibrant downtown campus to prepare you for work and life. From experienced professors and internships to culture and job opportunities, you'll get the best of both worlds. Point Park University, where it all comes together.
Well, again, we just wrapped up the women's 400-meter prelims, and there are the qualifiers for tomorrow's championship race. Jayla Woods of West Virginia State, Maya Greshner, and tonight Rojas of Point Park, and another Point Park teammate there in Diamond Rush, Sasha Hunter of West Liberty, Erica Davis of Charleston, Lucy Crow of Frostburg, and Hannah Rowan of West Liberty. We are getting set here for the men's 100-meter trials, 2 heats, and set to go at 7:05 here. Lane assignments, and it will be Jason Pantaleone of Frostburg in lane 1, Julian Grace of Charleston in lane 2, Dominique Collins of Concord in lane 3, Luis Castriota of West Virginia State will be in lane 4, Akeem Mustafa of Point Park in lane 5, Royale Salmon of Wesleyan is in lane 6, Samir Bushnell.
The start is paramount. The start is paramount, and the finish is incredibly important.
Stretching it out for just a couple of more minutes here before we get going. Again, recapping some of the action that has unfolded here yesterday and today in the men's hammer. Julian Matthews of University of Charleston was the winner, and UC also takes the women's hammer. Mia Huber. Men's javelin, Felix Mignani of Wheeling University. Women's javelin, Toscani Moore of the University of Charleston was the winner. And then had the great running events last night, the 10,000 men's race, and won by Dionese Jordan Thomas. And then another great race for the women's 10,000 meters, and Natalie Barr of Glenville was the winner. And here today in some field action, the men's discus, Seth Wisman of West Liberty takes that title here in 2026. And the men's shot put, Aiden Corbett of the University of Charleston. The men's pole vault, Reese Burnside. Women's shot put, Janae Scott. Men's javelin, Seth Wisman of West Liberty. And Cassidy Hammonds of Concord won the heptathlon. In the women's 100 meters, 2 heats will follow, and then it will be the 800 meters. Always a grueling, tough race, flat-out sprint, you might as well say, for 2 laps.
Anytime you're going to cover 2 laps in less than 2 minutes, which most of these competitors are doing, especially in the men, you're just talking about 2 full laps of sprinting, like you said, Mark. That's exactly what it is.
Fastest man. In heat number 1 from Frostburg, Jason Pantaleone. In lane 2 from Charleston, Julian Grace. In lane 3 from Concord, Dominique Collins. In lane 4, from West Virginia State, Luis Castriana. In lane 5, from Point Park, Akeem Mustafa.
Jesse Skiles, the athletic director at Glenville State, and a great coach for many years at the collegiate level at West Virginia Wesleyan and Glenville. As always, doing the public address work here at the Track and Field Championships. Does an outstanding job, one of many talents Jesse has, author of many books. And we're ready, Jim, to hear our starter. And that gun fired.
Hey, look at lane 3. You talked earlier about Dom Collins, Mark, from Concord. He has a personal best of 10.66, but it's ironic, right beside him in lane 4, Luis Castriata from State, identical time, 10.66. So they have something they're going to be battling out. And both of them, I believe, will be chasing Akeem Mustafa from Point Park, who has the best time turned in of anyone in either heat.
All right, going to be fun to watch here. So let's listen in as we get set for these guys to settle in and fire out. Nerve-wracking part of any race.
And we talk about how critical the block is and how important it is to get explosion out of that block. It can make all the world a difference when you're only dealing with 100 meters.
Gun is fired. Dom Collins with a good jump, but again, keep an eye on Mustafa. Mustafa, the one to try to beat, and Collins looked over, glanced, and I believe Mustafa going to come away with the victory here. And at 10.69, Collins was second at 10.82. Castriata finishes third. Salmon is fourth. Bushnell fifth. Henry sixth. Grace was seventh. And Pantaleon was eighth.
Yeah, Mark, I don't know if that's just competitive or a little bit of psyche there from Dom Collins, looking over, kind of taking a glance at Mustafa when I felt like he probably could have finished strong and beat him in that heat. I think some of that has to do with that psych process there, knowing, hey, I'm right there, buddy. I'm right beside you.
And in lane 2 from Charleston, Dylan Wuckwich.
You see Collins taking a little glance over there, about 2 or 3 meters to go. He had already secured second and ahead of Castriata, but kind of wanted to see where he felt like against Mustafa. That'll be a very, very interesting. Of course, in this heat, our second heat, the man we want to focus on from West Lib is Tristan Oler.
Marco Spinello of Point Park is in lane 1. Dylan Woodquich of the University of Charleston is in lane 2. Lucas Anderson is in lane 3 out of Wesleyan. Malik Kelsick of State is in lane 4. Torrance Anthony of State is in lane 5. Tristan Oler of West Liberty is in lane 6. Carson Moore is in lane 7. He's out of Wesleyan. And Zachary Parsons of UC is in lane 8.
And Mark, we don't want to count Lucas Anderson out from Wesleyan. I mean, he has a personal best of 10.44. He hasn't run that this year. His best this year is 10.64. Oler's best this year is 10.59, which is his personal best, by the way. He's a sophomore. Anderson being the junior.
Spinello, a sophomore in lane 1. Woodquich of Charleston, a sophomore in lane 2. Anderson's a junior. In lane 3, Kelsick is a sophomore from State. Anthony, a sophomore from State. In lane 5, Oler of West Liberty, a sophomore in lane 6. Carson Moore, freshman, in lane 7. And Parsons, a junior, is in lane 8.
And by the way, Mark, no seniors allowed in this heat.
Yeah, great shot there of our start from high above, our drone shot. An interesting view. Great work by our crew.
They do an outstanding job. They just pick all the great angles. You don't see that every day in a 100-meter. You don't see that shot every day.
Await the gun here. And they fire out.
Now, Woodkitch had a brilliant start in lane 2.
Sure did, but check out Parsons here. And Parsons will get the win, lane 8. Zachary Parsons, the junior, 10.72 for Parsons.
That's a personal best for him.
And Oler may have been injured from West Liberty. The remainder of our results here, Anthony is going to finish second out of state, along with Kelsick. Well, they were dead even.
Yeah, they were.
10.86. Zachary Parsons of the University of Charleston in there in lane 8. I mean, Parsons just zooming, and you see Oler there.
Yeah, he just must have pulled something late in the race. But interesting, when we saw the graphic flash up, both Kelsick and Anderson were 10.86, and then we had to go to the 1,000th, and both of them had 10.869. So that's one of those got to pick them.
So it's going to be Akeem Mustafa, Zachary Parsons, Dom Collins, Malik Kelsick, Lucas Anderson, Luis Castriata, Dylan Woodquich, and Torrance Anthony. Those will be the 8 competing tomorrow for the championship in the men's 100-meter dash. And now we await the start here of our first of 2 heats here in the women's 100 prelims. Be about a 3-minute gap here between starts. See Mallory Dunn Martin there crossing the finish line here, and she looks to be walking okay. She was injured, or at least down for a while there after her race earlier in the evening in the 100-meter hurdles of the University of Charleston.
That's some good news, Mark. You know, when she can walk across like that, it obviously isn't swelling too much. May have just tweaked it a little bit, probably got it wrapped up. So she's going to be cautious about how much she travels on that, make sure she's ready to go for tomorrow.
And from Concord, Sierra Parker.
Yes, I did.
Men's composite. 4th place, also at 160, from Wheeling, Autumn King. So here's your podium. We had a tie for the 2 spot. They will split those 14 points, 7 each way. You have from
again looking at the lineup for tomorrow. Should be a great race in the men's 100-meter dash. And that race will be at 1:15 tomorrow. And great to have all you with us here at Milan Park in Morgantown.
Yeah, Zach Parsons, Mark, from UC, his personal best, shaving off 0.9 of a second. People don't think that's very much, but in a sprint 100 meters, that is a significant difference. Of course, Akeem Mustafa still at the top of the list, but separation from 1 to 8 is less than 0.3 of a second. So that's going to be a tight 100-meter final tomorrow.
So check out our lane assignments here for our first of 2 heats. And we'll have Malaya McCann Coles out of the UC will be in lane 1. Marlea McCoy of Point Park will be in lane 2. Colette Patty will be in lane 3 out of UC. Maya Greshner of Point Park will be in lane 4. Valerie Boards of Frostburg in lane 5. Kara Ross of West Liberty in lane 6. Lane 7 occupied by Adeline Brower of Point Park, and Darianne Christian of West Liberty, or West Virginia Wesleyan, forgive me, will be in lane 8.
And Mark, focus your attention there on Colette Patty. We've talked a lot about her. She is the only girl and the only woman in this particular heat that has broke 12 this year. So in lane 3, we'll be focusing your attention on Colette Patty as she is the favorite.
We saw Maya Greshner here earlier, Jim, winning a heat in the women's 400 meters. And now here she is again, Kiara Ross.
In lane 7 from Point Park,
always
Brower.
a standout, a junior for West Lib.
West Virginia Wesleyan, Darian Christian. Your 8 competitors in Heat 1 of the women's 100-meter preliminaries, Madam Starter.
McCann Coles, a senior, lane 1. McCoy, a freshman, lane 2. Patty, a junior, lane 3. Greshner, a senior, lane 4. Boards, a senior, lane 5. Ross, a junior, lane 6. Bauer in lane 7, a junior. And Christian, a freshman, in lane 8.
And Boards and Ross both have solid times at 12:15 each in lanes 5 and 6. Again, Patty in lane 3 would be the one to focus your attention on to see how she comes out of the blocks on another superb shot from our crew.
Gun fired. Off we go. And they're in lane 3. You see Colette Patty. And Colette Patty, no doubt about this one. And see who is going to finish second. And it may have been Ross of West Liberty. It is. Greshner was 3rd. Boards was 4th. Christian of Wesleyan 5th. McCoy 6th out of Point Park. Brower of Point Park was 7th. And McCann Coles of UC finishes in the 8th spot.
And Mark, Colette Patty with the trifecta there. She got the meet record. She also got the facility record, and she's now ranked 14th in the 100-meter.
Yeah, that's the biggie right there.
Yeah, solid start from Colette Patty. And you see how strong she is, Mark. She just blows away the rest of the field and does not let up. Now, she didn't let up coming through the finish line, and you can see that by running at 11:62. That is a very, very good time, obviously meet record and facility record.
Lane 5 from Point Park, Emma Romer. In lane 6 from Frostburg, Isabella Mastria. In lane 7 from Charleston, Mickey Engelbrecht.
The meet record was previously held by Tiara Hobbs from West Virginia Wesleyan at 11.78. Now the facility record, Devon Franklin, from California, PA, all the way back in 2023.
Kaylee Davis, Destiny Barnett, Diamond Rush, Gagne in lane 4, Emma Romer, lane 5, Mastria in lane 6, Engelbrecht in lane 7, and Lanham in lane 8.
Jayangale from State, personal best of 12 flat, has the best time turned in of this group. She will be in lane 4. I would not count out Diamond Rush either from Point Park. She had a very solid run in her 400 here. She'll feel like it's a walk in the park only doing 100 meters.
High above look from the start line.
As the sun sets on this beautiful Milan Park venue. Just a slight breeze. Downwind from our sprinters. They're very much happy about that, I'm sure.
Gun fired, and off we go here. And a great start for West Virginia State's. And a close finish here. Frostburg's Mastria going to get the win. What a finish for Isabel Mastria of Frostburg.
And Jayungalai, Mark, she got about to the 75, 80 meter mark. I'm going to look at her and see if she's still walking. She was very gingerly coming over there. She kind of almost like she either tweaked her hamstring or turned the ankle. We'll take a look at it on the replay coming down the stretch.
Mastria right there. Boy, she's happy.
Oh, yeah, personal best, 12:19. And you see Jayungalai is in lane.
She was in lane 4, I believe, yeah.
And you watch her, she's right here. And when you get to you're going to see about right here.
Yep.
She hit something.
Yeah, you can see it, yeah.
Drug that right foot a little bit.
We've had some injury issues here this evening, Jim. No question about it. Now you see her right there grabbing that.
Your 8 qualifiers for tomorrow's women's 100-meter final.
So Colette Patty
Your next event on the track
had the best time. And there is the lineup for tomorrow. Mastria, Prosberg, Ross, and Jayungalai, we'll see. Again, came up a little lane there at the end. Greshner, Sierra Lanham, Valerie Boards, and Engelbrecht. That will be your top 8 for tomorrow's race.
Yeah, all of them will be chasing Colette Patty if she can pull off something a little. I mean, I don't know how she's going to get more impressive than 11:62. Meet record, personal record, facility record, 14th ranked in the country, shaved off 2.1 meters per second better than what she's ran. That's pretty impressive.
All right, we got a break in the action here. You're watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Davis and Elkins College is known for the quality of nurses, business leaders, and teachers we prepare for the field. And our location makes programs in resource management and outdoor recreation a natural fit. With distinction and excellence, we provide an affordable education designed just for you.
West Virginia Wesleyan College has always been about helping students become the best versions of themselves. The sense of community here is real and palpable. You're not going to get lost at a college that's filled with faculty who are here for one reason. That reason is to teach people. Because they're not a number here, they're a person here. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, here you can achieve whatever your dreams are. This is a place that's accessible, affordable, but the people are what have always made this college so amazing.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan. Here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
To unfold here at Milan Park as we continue on here with our Day 2 coverage of the 2026 Mountain East Conference Track and Field Championships here in Morgantown.
Yeah, it kind of turned more into a 2-lap sprint than is anything. They called it middle distance. It really, if you classify it as that. But, looking at this, we got 2 heats in the men's, and, we got 3 guys in the first heat that have broken 154. We're talking about Max Wildbohr from D&E, Jackson Jones from Frostburg, and Zach Workman from West Lib. So these 3 guys would be the guys I would be focusing on there in that first group. Of course, that's a very young first group in that heat. There's 8 runners. We've got 5 freshmen out of 8. We've got 2 sophomores and 1 junior, and the lone junior in that group is Jackson Jones from Frostburg State. So he's one of the ones to look at. Max Wildbohr is another one. And, of course, as we mentioned before, Zach Workman from West Liberty.
So, again, it will be 2 heats. And there is our lane assignments for Heat 1 here. Matthew O'Shea of the University of Charleston, a sophomore, Jack Talbot, a freshman from the University of Charleston, Max Wilbur of Davison Elkins, Chase Bowen of Point Park, Jackson Jones of Frostburg, Zachary Workman, West Liberty, Josh Messina of the University of Charleston, and Christopher Rutherford of West Liberty. Those are the lane assignments here, 1 through 8, first of 2 heats in the men's 800 meters. 2 laps around the oval here at beautiful Milan Park.
Mark, if you're looking at PBs in this group, Max Wildbohr from D&E has the only sub 153, his best, personal best at 152.08. His season best this year, 153.39, which is the fastest time of this group of 8. And he is sitting in lane 3.
Christian Rutherford.
Well, we have a moment. Salute the great coaches here in the MEC. Jonathan Keigel, first year at Concord. Jason Piles, 6th year at Davis and Elkins. Caitlin Christopher, 5th year at Fairmont. Rayshawn Walker, first year at Frostburg. Dan Myers, 5th year at Glenville. Tim Kramer, 5th year at Point Park. Nick Bias in his 12th season at UC. Michael Trax, first season at West Liberty, as is the case for Devontae Nesby of West Virginia State. Kelsey Chambers in her 2nd year at Wesleyan, and Greg Schmidt in his first year. A lot of first-year coaches in track and field. All right, let's hear the gun fired here at Milan Park, and off we go.
And, Mark, we're looking in lane 3 there, the white jersey with the black trunks. That is Max Wildboar. He is got one of the best times. You'll see him stretch it out there, and so he doesn't get avalanched there when they collapse in off of those cones. You see how they all come in quickly.
And so the break.
And Wildborn got trapped in there off that little bit of that cascading. So he's running behind here on the drafting.
Chase Bowen is out in front at the moment, out of Point Park. Bowen, a sophomore, personal best this season, 153.71. Wild Boar right on his heels, and a good tight bunch, Jim, as we hit the bell lap. Again, just nothing but gut check time. You've gone out there and run a 54.99
for Chase Bowen.
I mean, that's moving
it.
And then you got to see what's left in the tank. Wild Boar right at the moment with the lead. And here comes Frostburg's Jackson Jones.
Yeah, that's Wildborn in the lead comfortably right now.
At the moment, Wild Boar stretching it out. And Max Wild Boar, University of Charleston, going to go 2, 3, and 4, I believe. Wild Boar at 152.99 seconds. Jack Talbot of the University of Charleston was 2nd. Josh Messina was 3rd, and Matthew O'Shea was 4th. Zachary Workman of West Liberty got 5th. Jackson Jones was 6th. Jones was up there for right in that hunt, Jim.
He was in the hunt. He did run a 154.93. But Max Wildboar, excellent time. Season best for him, Mark. Then your top 3, you're talking about the UC runners in Talbot, Messina, and O'Shea. All personal best for that 2 freshmen and a sophomore. There's some more youth there for Nick Bias to salivate about.
So Josh Maurer of Point Park will be in lane 1. Emmanuel Ojo, West Virginia State, lane 2. Mangus Polkner of Wheeling will be in lane 3. Francis Tui of West Liberty in lane 4. Davis and Elkins' Tristan Blatt will be in lane 5. Fletcher Van Hooven of D&E will be in lane 6. Isaiah Stewart of Frostburg in lane 7. And Tommy Bildheiser of Davis and Elkins will be 8th.
Yeah, 2 ones you want to look at in this one, Mark, 2 of them sub 154. You're looking at Francis Tui from West Lib. Of course, Tristan Blatt from Davis and Elkins. Of course, let's not count out Fletcher Van Hooven from Davis and Elkins. He's a freshman with a personal best of 152.67.
All right, gun fired.
They don't mess around with the 800. They just get her going.
Yeah, they glide around the track here. They don't give us much time to get that sound. And Mr. Runners, on your mark, they are ready to go. So here we are now making the break.
Let's go, Tommy! Go, Fletch! Come on, Tristan! Attack slip pack! Let's go, Tristan! Go with it, Tristan!
Bildheiser And of D&E, now Frostburg. Isaiah Stewart going out in front.
See how they come in off of this split, Mark.
Yeah.
They'll stack them up for the first half of it.
Magnus Polkner of Wheeling taking over the lead. 59.52 seconds on his split there for the first 400 meters. Stewart is second at the moment. Far straightaway. And then they're getting set here to come down the back straightaway. And who is going to win this second of two heats in the 800 meters?
Here comes the gut check with about 100 meters to go. Yeah. Who's going to be able to stretch it out, Mark?
And then you got three there contending for the win. And to the finish. And the victory will go to, I believe that was Tommy Bildheiser. We talked to him during the indoor season. Where's the glasses? And all he can see with those glasses is the finish line and crossing first. Francis Tui of West Liberty finishes second behind Tommy Bildheiser. Bildheiser was in lane 8 to start the race. He's the top of the board there in that second of two heats.
Yeah, the top 5 guys that will be competing in the finals tomorrow, Mark. Wild Boar, Bildheiser, Talbot, Messina, and O'Shea all set either personal best, as did Talbot and Messina, but season best for Wild Boar, Bildheiser, and O'Shea. So very tight race there from 1 to 8, a matter of 2-second differential from 1 to 8. It's going to be a tight race tomorrow.
Well, there you go. There is the lineup for tomorrow. 2 from D&E, 3 from the University of Charleston, 2 from West Liberty, and Jackson Jones will represent Frostburg State. And now we get set for the women's 800 meters. And we will break away here, return in just a moment. You're watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the health plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The health plan, here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Our mission as educators is to help you grow, explore, and achieve your aspirations. When our seniors graduate, they receive more than just a diploma. They leave Wheeling University with clarity, purpose, and the confidence that they need to succeed throughout their career. Exceptional experiences, exciting opportunities, meaningful guidance, and lifelong friendships. This is the foundation and academic excellence we believe in. That's the Wheeling University difference.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have.
No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Trying to find where you fit in the world can be challenging. But then there's a moment where it all comes together. And that moment happens at Point Park University. Career-focused programs converge with a vibrant downtown campus to prepare you for work and life. From experienced professors and internships to culture and job opportunities, you'll get the best of both worlds. Point Park University, where it all comes together.
Back here in Morgantown, wind whipping up just a bit here as we close in on our final few running events. We have the women's 800 meters still to go, 2 heats, and then it will be the men's 300-meter steeplechase, followed by the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. And through 8 of 21 events, the University of Charleston and Point Park, pretty nice battle going there, Jim, for the team race. Glenville at 41 points and Wesleyan 39.5, Wheeling at 35.5.
Yeah, don't count Glenville out there in that third spot just because they're sitting on 41. They got a lot of field events that they can start racking up, and they get a lot of points out of that as well. So you got to look at that as being a possibility. That's got a lot of tight races in there.
Check out the men's standings at the moment. 5 of 21 completed, and you see with a commanding edge there, 66 Glenville and Point Park tied with 19, and Wheeling and West Liberty 18, 17, Frostburg 15, Concord 14, and D&E 13.
A pretty tight race there from 2 to 8. The separation is less than a third place finish, basically. It's not much of a differential here.
Again, here at the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Championships, the top 3 in any finals event earning all conference honors. Get a look at the wind whipping up there, Old Glory, and lights are on here at Milam Park as we await the start here of this women's 800-meter dash. And we'll check out the lane assignments for this first of 2 heats. And West Liberty's Naomi Young, who is a freshman, will be in lane 1. Kennedy Green of West Virginia State will be in lane 2. Lauren Twyman of Davison Elkins will occupy lane 3. Aubrey Smith will be in lane 4 out of Point Park. And Violet Wall of Concord will be in lane 5. Dakota Johnson of West Virginia Wesleyan will be in lane 6. Lacey Dimmitt of West Liberty will be in lane 7. Paige McMahon of Point Park will be in lane 8.
Mark, only one senior out of this group, and of course that's Lauren Twyman, and she is one of the favorites from D&E. Of course, we also want to focus on Aubrey Smith from Point Park, the freshman with an outstanding personal best of 2:14.81. She has the best time of this heat.
All right. Got them out on the track And let's listen into the start here of this first of two heats, women's 800 meters.
If you're looking at uniform colors, you're looking color 4. The lane 4, Aubrey Smith, will be in the green and the gold.
Nice clean start here to begin this first of two heats in the women's 800 meters here at the 2026 Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships, along with Jim Mahan, our great crew, Mark Martin, and we are delighted you could be with us. Runners can now break to the inside here.
Yeah, Aubrey Smith does have her personal best at 2:14.81. If she was able to run that or better than that, that would set a meet record. And you see Smith is on the outside shoulder running, dueling second right now as they come out of the curve. The first 300 meters down in the books.
Naomi Young is the leader, and Aubrey Smith of Point Park will be the leader as we hit the bell lap here. Smith, see the split times there at 1 minute 7.76. Aubrey Smith, just a freshman from Pittsburgh-based Point Park.
And if Twyman wants to move from D&E, she's going to have to do it. She's going to have to do it quickly. Good stride length there from Aubrey Smith, looking very smooth on the backstretch. With just about 200 meters to go.
And now Twyman trying to make her move out of Davis and Elkins, the senior. Been in a lot of battles here in the Mountain East Conference. Does she have enough to catch Point Park's Aubrey Smith? And Smith starting to zoom and stride it out down this back straightaway. Twyman, this moment, going to try to make one last ditch effort. And here comes Twyman. Will it be enough? And no. Great effort by Twyman, but an outstanding race turned in there by Point Park's Aubrey Smith at 2 minutes, 16.46 seconds. Twyman was second. Dakota Johnson was third.
Yeah, 2 season bests from Twyman, who had a great surge. Mark, you called it at the end. Right at the end, just lost about 0.4 of a second, but a season best for the senior in Twyman from D&E, and a really solid race for Dakota Johnson from West Virginia Wesleyan, who also set a season best at 2:17.68.
Again, Twyman made it interesting, Jim.
She sure did. Aubrey Smith was in control all the way down to about, what would you say, Mark? 30 meters to go. And then Twyman really just pushed and pushed. She'd had a few more.
Yeah, well, they say she ran out of real estate,
ran out of real estate for sure, yeah.
All right, we get set for our second of two heats. Tatum Walls of Davis and Elkins will be in lane 1. Jay Troll of Wheeling in lane 2. Anna Babinetch of Point Park in lane 3. Amanda Ferrante of Charleston is in lane 4. Abby Bolton of Charleston is in lane 5. Jana Schmid of Point Park is in lane 6. Abby Dixon of Glenville in lane 7. And Raina Headley, sophomore from West Virginia Wesleyan, is in lane 8. So we go down to our start crew and ready to get this one underway.
Yeah, focus on Ferrante in lane 4 from UC, Mark. She has the best time of this group at 2:17.35. Don't count out Babinetch from Point Park, who also has a personal best at 2:17.61. She'll be in the green and the gold.
So Aubrey Smith wins the first heat, 2:16 and some change, and now heat 2 here. And they are packed up nicely here in this second of two heats.
Yeah, Ferrante running second right now behind Tatum Walls from Davis and Elkins.
Jay Troll of Wheeling at the moment. Out in front, Ferrante is second, and then just passed there by her teammate, Bolton.
And Bolton just bolted right by her.
Yeah, Bolton just bolted into the lead. And with a lap to go here, you heard the bell.
I see Bolton coming in at 107.02. You see those splits followed by Jade Trout from Wheeling, 107.10. Ferrante, 107.23. So it's very tight from 1 to 5, separated by less than a second. Who's going to stretch it out on the back, but more importantly, who's going to have some fuel left in the tank with the last 50, 60 meters to go. We saw that in the previous race. We'll see how this one unfolds.
Ferrante in the lead. And ready to come down the back straightaway. Troll and Bolton. So here is Amanda Ferrante. Trying to leg it out here, and a move being made by Jana Schmid of Point Park. Schmid, not only Schmid, but Point Park also with Babinich. And the winner is going to be, I believe, Point Park. Boy, you got tight there, and it's Babinich coming away victorious at 2:16.58 seconds. Made her move, Jim, big time.
Yeah, right when she needed to. Only about 40 meters to go, and she just really exploded. Babinich with a personal best, the sophomore, 2:16.58. So now we stack them up for how they qualify in the finals. We'll see that right coming up here.
Yeah, Aubrey Smith.
You see Babinich right there. You see her on the outside mark, passing 1, 2, and 3 of them to take that win in that heat. That was impressive.
And she saw Schmid. Said, I'm going to see if I can overtake my teammate here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So Aubrey Smith at 2:16.46 seconds. So there you go, Smith, Babinich, both from Point Park, and Ferrante of UC, Twyman of D&E, Schmid of Point Park. So Point Park will be well represented. UC's Abby Bolton, Dakota Johnson, and Raina Headley from Wesleyan. So nice field for tomorrow's women's 800 meters. We're getting set for the 3,000-meter steeplechase. We'll start with the men, followed by the women, and we'll be bringing it your way in just a moment. You are watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.
Davis and Elkins College is known for the quality of nurses, business leaders, and teachers we prepare for the field. And our location makes programs in resource management and outdoor recreation a natural fit. With distinction and excellence, we provide an affordable education designed just for you.
West Virginia Wesleyan College has always been about helping students become the best versions of themselves. The sense of community here is real and palpable. You're not going to get lost at a college that's filled with faculty who are here for one reason. That reason is to teach people, because they're not a number here, they're a person here. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, here you can achieve whatever your dreams are. This is a place that's accessible, affordable, but the people are what have always made this college so amazing.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
Fairmont State University is a great place. A cozy campus surrounded by nature and outdoor adventure. An authentic school filled with friendly people who are down to earth. People who roll up their sleeves, help each other out, get stuff done, and have fun doing it. That's what makes Fairmont State such a great place. It's a great place to make friends for life and a great place to soar. Learn more at fairmontstate.edu.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Launch your healthcare career at West Liberty University. We offer health science degrees in programs like nursing, dental hygiene, speech pathology and audiology, medical lab science, pre-medicine, psychology, biomedical science, or the physician assistant program. Our faculty have the experience to prepare you for a rewarding future. There's never been a better time to prepare for a healthcare career, and there's no better place than West Liberty University. Find out more at westliberty.edu/healthcareers.
Day 2 coverage here at Milam Park in Morgantown at the 2026 Mountain East Conference Track and Field Championships. And we are down to our final event of the evening running session, and we will start with the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase. It will be a final, followed by the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase, also a final. Field of 16 runners for the men and the women. Had some outstanding trials here earlier in the evening for the 110 hurdles for the men, the 100 hurdles for the women, and then the 400 meters, followed by the 100-meter dash, and then the 800 meters. Those were all trials setting us up for Championship Tuesday. So the 3,000-meter steeplechase lineup: Reese Hickey of Concord, Brandon Stein of Frostburg, A.J. Skeens of Concord, Braden Ward of Concord, Michael Nigelmeyer of West Liberty, Andrew Tickle of Concord, Jackson Mallett of Glenville, Thomas Griffin of West Virginia Wesleyan. And then the rest of the field featuring Jonathan Norton of West Virginia State, Nick Pitchford of Glenville, Anthony Sanders of West Virginia Wesleyan, Connor Allison, Daniel Sanchez of Point Park, Chase Stone of Charleston, Albin Pitschauer of Point Park, and Paul Langkorf of Davis and Elkins. Norton is from Wesleyan. I believe I said State. Forgive me for that. And we say thank you to our executive producer, Butch Mounts, who just handed off a nice, refreshing bottle of H2O, which these guys will need when this 3,000-meter steeplechase comes to a close. What a challenge. And there you see the water obstacle that's a part of this great event. So you think about this event, Jim Mahan, and you're focused on running, but you're also focused on dealing with that water obstacle.
Yeah, you got the running part of it, and most of the guys are not trying to clear it. They're just trying to get up on it. But more importantly than that, Mark, is how do they land? Because that's really important. So oftentimes they'll get a toe stuck up there, and then they'll trip over it. It's very dangerous. The steeplechase, they do not.
And there again, you see the water as we get set for our start here.
Seven and a half laps they'll go. They've got 28 barriers plus 7 water jumps in here. Of course, 4 standard barriers. Of course, the most distinctive, we just saw that in the shot, was the water jump. You have 7 water jumps, 28 total barriers in here.
Gun fired. Good start, and here we go.
Yeah, Mark, we got 10 guys that have all eclipsed 10 minutes in this 3,000-meter steeplechase. Some of the ones to look for: Norton from Wesleyan, of course, Pittsford from Glenville, Sanders from Wesleyan, Allison from D&E. These are all some of the top competitors here in the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase.
When you think about last night, we closed the evening with a 25-lap race. So, well, not that grueling, but you do have the barriers you got to clear. And again, as we mentioned, the water and these distance runners, showing their athleticism. Because you got to stop and you got to focus. It's not, your standardized, clearing of a hurdle as we are accustomed to. So have those to deal with here. Nick Pitchford,
as you can
Buffalo.
You can well see, Mark, the barriers that they'll jump. Those are the barriers. They will jump those for the most part early on in the race. As the race goes on and they cover more and more laps, so they'll use that as a catapult, and they certainly have to use that on the water jump.
Nick Pitchford out of Buffalo had an outstanding career there at Buffalo High School in Putnam County, coming in here with a time of 9:31.39 seconds. Out in front at the moment, Anthony Sanders of West Virginia Wesleyan, running right there with him, the orange and black of the picturesque Buchanan campus, North Central West Virginia, just down the road.
The thing that makes these hurdles so unique, these barriers, Mark, is they don't collapse. You will not run these barriers over in this race. It looks like Pitchford's out there with the group, Mark, and got a couple of...
And right there with
Wesleyan, a couple of Wesleyan runners.
Sanders from Wesleyan right there with Pitchford at the moment. And our first clearing of the water obstacle, the second clearing, and it's always, trying to get as far out as you can.
And more importantly, how they land, because, that water is sloped down in. It's, of course, deeper, closer to the barrier than it is away from the barrier. But either way, you're pretty much going to get your feet wet. And you kind of know that.
Again, a few years ago in Frostburg, and it was just a chilly, chilly evening for this event. Pitchford has dropped back, and at the moment, Jonathan Norton with the slight lead out of Wesleyan, and Anthony Sanders, his teammate right there, along with Nick Pitchford.
He pretty much got a cluster of 5 there up up in the lead. They've got about a 4.5 second lead over the next group, which is pretty much strung out from 6 all the way back through.
And some outstanding performances here this evening in our running events. And the third clearing of the water. And you know it's coming, Jim, and you got to focus.
Yeah, they're quite ambitious right now. A lot of them using the not really using the barrier as a catapult, but again, we've got 4 more laps to go and many barriers to cross, and the legs get heavier as the competition gets stiffer.
Sanders, Pitchford, Connor Allison now in third out of Davis and Elkins. And you see our top 3 here on the oval of this outstanding Milan Park complex here, where the Mountain East Conference men's and women's track and field championships are being staged. Once again this year, great to be in this wonderful venue. Good look there at Anthony Sanders.
He's looking awful strong right now on that back stretch here.
To deal with another splash of water here.
Now they're using the barrier as their little catapult because the legs are getting a little bit heavier than it was when they started.
Yeah, that's the thing. You think about the normal person. Hey, go run, and then by the way, need you to leap over this barrier.
It has water.
Hit water, and then get back out and continue on your path.
Yeah. And the time to make it up is in between the barriers.
3 laps to go here at Milan Park.
All separated the top 3 mark again. Sanders, Pitchford, and Allison, and all 3 of those are separated by a little bit more than a second, top to bottom.
Nick Pitchford helped Buffalo win a state championship in track and field.
And I'm certain, Mark, he never saw a steeplechase race until he got into college. I know that for sure. And we're seeing a little bit of separation with Sanders and Pitchford away from Allison a little bit. He's kind of dropped back there a little bit.
Sanders also the product of a West Virginia high school with a good tradition in running, the Falcons of Frankfort High School there in Mineral County. 2 West Virginians battling here.
And both of these guys look strong here. Sanders trying to take a sneak peek on the inside of that. You don't want your runner to run away from you, the guy you're leading there, when you're going in between the barriers. That's where a lot of them try to do a little bit of a surge, try to sneak an extra couple of meters on you. Pitchford doing a really nice job of staying with Sanders.
Yeah, he's right there and the lead early on. In fact, it looks as though that Pitchford might make the move there to the outside. And now Pitchford there in lane 2 briefly, and now he'll slip back into lane 1 and now right there and goes in front. He just kind of kept waiting for that move, and finally he did surge ahead of Sanders.
Yeah, one of the things that kind of caught my eye was that Pitchford hurdled that barrier and Sanders used the top of the barrier to catapult himself. So his legs might be getting a little heavier. You see Pitchford trying to stretch it out here a little bit.
You got a little bit of separation, not a lot, but Anthony Sanders knowing what's to come as they get set for that bell sound, and it is 1 lap to go here, and Glenville State's Nick Pitchford in the lead here in the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase final here at the Mountain East Conference Track and Field Championships out of Buffalo High School, Buffalo, West Virginia.
Yeah, you see Sanders there with a little bit of a stutter there before that barrier when those cost you precious tenths of a second. You see how fresh Pitchford looks right now, completely hurdling that, as opposed to Sanders, who's really fallen back, and Pitchford has really stretched his lead out, got this water barrier to complete.
Sanders getting encouragement from his teammates and staff, and here comes the former Buffalo Bison, Nick Pitchford. And 50 meters to go, and Nick Pitchford going to dash his way across the finish line, and he is the 2026 Mountain East Conference Men's 3,000-meter steeplechase champion. Congrats to Nick Pitchford. A wonderful run. Anthony Sanders, also a great run. Young man from Frankfort High School. 2 West Virginia kids there battling it out to the end, Jim.
Well, you guarantee that Nick Pitchford is super happy, Mark. His personal best, that sophomore, plus it vaulted him to number 47 in the rankings on the steeplechase in the country in Division II. Outstanding race by Nick Pitchford.
Connor Allison finishes 3rd. Braden Ward finishes 4th. Reese Hickey, Griffin Thomas, Jackson Mallett, Andrew Tickle, your top 8. And, boy, just laying it all out on the line. These young men, great collegiate competitors. And we're going to get a chance to talk to our champion, Nick Pitchford, out of Buffalo. He's down there with our executive producer, Butch Mounts.
He's probably asking Butch if he could clear that water, Barry.
Butch is saying, now, what I used to do. And here's the move, Jim.
Yeah, you see that Sanders kind of struggling a little bit, his shoulders swagging left and right, but there's the move that Pitchford makes. He's just got the strength to he just hurdles it. And you notice that Sanders used the top of the hurdle. There's that clenched fist from Pitchford, enjoying that sweet aroma of victory.
And nothing like it. Another angle there as Pitchford crosses the finish line again. 9 minutes, 14.42 seconds. Anthony Sanders second at 9 minutes, 26.36 seconds. And Nick Pitchford is the champion of the 2026 men's 3,000-meter steeplechase. And Nick, can you hear us, my man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Nick, Mark Martin here with you, along with analyst Jim Mahan. Congratulations. Take us through this race.
So I knew I had a strong field coming in. I knew Connor Allison, I knew Anthony Sanders were going to try to take it. They're seniors. I'm just grateful I got to race against them. They're really good runners. But last year I had a really bad incident happen.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
I needed a comeback year, so I've really taken that into pride, took that into my stride all year. Just taking it one step by step and just giving all the glory to God and just having fun with it. So,
yeah, Nick, great run. You took that move. Did you kind of sense that Sanders was kind of fading a little bit with his strength? Because you were hurdling those barriers, and he was actually using the top of the barrier to launch. So that had to be at least mentally uplifting for you.
It really was, but, I gave back to the training in high school. I did 300-meter hurdles in high school, and it kind of worked today, so I'm cool with it. I'm just grateful. Had great coaches all around, so give the glory to them more than me. But
yeah, you set a personal best there with 9:14.42, but also you vaulted into the top 50 in Division II at number 47. I don't know if you knew that or not.
That's super cool.
Congratulations. Excellent race.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Nick, as you alluded to the injury a year ago. When something like that happens and it's taken away from you, I think it makes one hungrier and coming back even stronger.
Yes, sir, it did. And, I got 1,500 and 5K tomorrow. Hopefully I can do the same, but I'm just grateful for this opportunity right now. Go celebrate with the team.
Yes, sir. Go have it, my man, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right, there he is, the men's 3,000-meter steeplechase champion of the Mountain East Conference in 2026 from Buffalo High School and Glenville State University. It is Nick Pitchford, and the celebration begins for that young man. What an effort by him here this evening. We'll take a break. We'll come back and bring you the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. You're watching live coverage of the Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.
For over 4 decades, the health plan is called West Virginia Home. It all started with a vision to serve our community with pride and integrity. We've grown alongside West Virginia, becoming part of its fabric. We've been here through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Because at the Health Plan, we don't just work here, we live here. Proudly serving West Virginia since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community. The Health Plan. Here for you.
No weekend plans? Try some of ours. From unrivaled outdoor adventure you won't find anywhere else in the world, to hometown plates and platters that pair well with the local craft beers. The happiest hours start here. Mountaineer Country. Come, go wild.
Davis and Elkins College is known for the quality of nurses, business leaders, and teachers we prepare for the field. And our location makes programs in resource management and outdoor recreation a natural fit. With distinction and excellence, we provide an affordable education designed just for you.
West Virginia Wesleyan College has always been about helping students become the best versions of themselves. The sense of community here is real and palpable. You're not going to get lost at a college that's filled with faculty who are here for one reason. That reason is to teach people. Because they're not a number here, they're a person here. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, here you can achieve whatever your dreams are. This is a place that's accessible, affordable, but the people are what have always made this college so amazing.
It's about unlocking your potential and discovering your purpose.
It's about community and how we can better serve others.
It's about learning and doing.
It's about the journey and the road getting there.
It's about opportunities and the endless possibilities.
It's about finding where you belong, and it is here at Concord University.
It's about you, and it starts with you.
Fairmont State University is a great place. A cozy campus surrounded by nature and outdoor adventure. An authentic school filled with friendly people who are down to earth. People who roll up their sleeves, help each other out, get stuff done, and have fun doing it. That's what makes Fairmont State such a great place. It's a great place to make friends for life and a great place to soar. Learn more at fairmontstate.edu.
What's possible when you have the freedom to explore things that inspire you? To be a part of a community that supports and challenges you. Where can you go to find the space and time to reach your goals? Who can you become when you're able to make connections in a place where you belong? Find out what's possible at Frostburg State University.
Glenville State University offers cutting-edge programs, small class sizes, and dedicated faculty providing students with a personalized experience focused on their success. With the lowest tuition in the Mountain State, every student has the opportunity to achieve their goals. At Glenville State University, you'll find a community that supports, challenges, and inspires you every step of the way. From hands-on learning in state-of-the-art facilities to internships that connect you with real-world opportunities, we prepare you for the challenges and triumphs of tomorrow. Pioneer your future at Glenville State University.
Launch your healthcare career at West Liberty University. We offer health science degrees in programs like nursing, dental hygiene, speech pathology and audiology, medical lab science, pre-medicine, psychology, biomedical science, or the physician assistant program. Our faculty have the experience to prepare you for a rewarding future. There's never been a better time to prepare for a healthcare career, and there's no better place than West Liberty University. Find out more at westliberty.edu/healthcareers.
Our mission as educators is to help you grow, explore, and achieve your aspirations. When our seniors graduate, they receive more than just a diploma. They leave Wheeling University with clarity, purpose, and the confidence that they need to succeed throughout their career. Exceptional experiences, exciting opportunities, meaningful guidance, and lifelong friendships. This is the foundation and academic excellence we believe in. That's the Wheeling University difference.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
You have dreams.
A better life, a better job, a better you.
So where do you start to build the skills necessary to get there?
For more than 125 years, West Virginia State University has been educating generations of students who have gone on to change the world.
At West Virginia State, you are not just a number, you are who you choose to be.
You receive personal attention from award-winning faculty.
You study in nationally recognized programs.
You learn the skills that will get you the job you know you can have. No matter where you want to go
or what you want to do,
it starts at State.
Trying to find where you fit in the world can be challenging. But then there's a moment where it all comes together. And that moment happens at Point Park University. Career-focused programs converge with a vibrant downtown campus to prepare you for work and life. From experienced professors and internships to culture and job opportunities, you'll get the best of both worlds. Point Park University, where it all comes together.
One event to go here on the track inside Milan Park as we get set for the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. Nick Pitchford of Glenville State winning on the men's side, and now we are awaiting the start of the women's 3,000 meters. Scheduled for tomorrow, field events will get going at 11 o'clock, the men's discus and pole vault, women's triple jump, the men's high jump, the women's discus, and the men's triple jump. First running event will be at noon. It will be the men's 4x100-meter relay, followed by the women. And then at 12:20, the men's 1,500-meter run, followed by the women. And at 12:45, we'll have the 110-meter hurdle championship, followed by the women's 100-meter hurdle title race. 400 meters will start at 1 o'clock, and the 100-meter dash at 1:15, followed by the 800-meter run for both the men and the women. The 400-meter hurdles will take place at 1:50, and the 200-meter dash at 2:10. 5,000-meter run at 2:25, and then we'll close it out with both the men and women 4x400-meter relay events. The award ceremony will begin at around 4 o'clock. Been a great 2 days, and we look forward to tomorrow and what is still to come here in Morgantown. Been a busy evening with time trials in a variety of events, the hurdles, the 400 meters, the 800 meters, the 100 meters, and that brought us here to the 3,000-meter steeplechase final. Again, going back to that men's race, Nick Pitchford of Glenville finishes first in a time of 9 minutes, 14.42 seconds, now 47th in the country personal best. Anthony Sanders of Wesleyan was second. Connor Allison was third. Braden Ward was fourth. Sanders, Allison, Ward, all with outstanding races. Reese Hickey of Concord, Ward's teammate, fifth. Griffin Thomas of Wesleyan, Sanders' teammate, finishing sixth. Jackson Mallett, Pitchford's teammate, finishing in seventh. And another Concord runner there in Andrew Tickle. He was the eighth and final spot there to earn a point for the Mountain Lion program. And the rest of the way there, again, the coaches for these outstanding programs: Jonathan Keigel, first year at Concord; Jason Powell, sixth year at Davis and Elkins; Caleb Christopher, fifth year at Fairmont; Rashawn Walker, first year at Frostburg; Dan Myers, his fifth year at Glenville; Tim Kramer's fifth season at Point Park; Nick Bias in his 12th campaign at the University of Charleston; Michael Trax, Devontae Nesby, both in season number one at West Liberty and West Virginia State, respectively; Kelsey Chambers in her second season at Wesleyan; and Greg Schmidt in his first season at Wheeling. So let's check out those who will be competing in this women's 3,000-meter steeplechase race, a final here at Milam Park in Morgantown. Sierra Taylor of Davis and Elkins, Addie Ellett of West Virginia Wesleyan, Lindsey Dillon, Elliott's teammate, will line up beside of her, Quinn Hazlett of Davis and Elkins, Gabby Baiano of Wheeling, Sarah Campana of Charleston, Christina Lesho of West Virginia Wesleyan, and Lotte Zethoff of Point Park. And then you have Madison Eaton, Kylie Nagy of Charleston and Point Park, respectively. Paige Etnoyer of Frostburg, Allie Hicks of West Liberty, Hannah Schauman of Frostburg, Jenna Barnett of Glenville State, and then Catherine Rutherford of West Liberty, and Kiara Taylor of Frostburg State, along with former five-time state championship high school coach in West Virginia, Jim Mahan, and our great crew, Mark Martin. Delighted you could be with us. We go back to those trials earlier this evening in the 110-meter hurdles for the men's. Braden Hashman of Glenville State was the winner in Heat 1, and Kamar Sutherland was the winner in Heat 2. For the women in the 100-meter hurdles, Heat 1, Marissa Scott out of West Liberty got the victory, and Mallory Dunn Martin of the University of Charleston came up injured at the end there, but appears to be okay. We saw her walking around here. She got the win in Heat 2. Jack Hines was the winner in the first heat of the men's 400 meters. Alejandro Salgado was the winner in heat number 2. The women's 400 meters, Maya Greshner took heat 1. Jayla Woods of West Virginia State took heat 2. Greshner out of Point Park. Akeem Mustafa of Point Park was the 100-meter winner in heat 1. And in heat 2, it was Zachary Parsons of the University of Charleston. So Point Park and Charleston get the wins there in the heats for the men's 100-meter dash. The women's 100-meter dash, it was Charleston's Colette Patty taking the first heat, and Isabel Mastria of Frostburg took the second heat. The men's 800 meters, the first heat was won by Max Wildboar of Davis and Elkins. Tommy Bildheiser of Davis and Elkins took the second heat. And the women's 800 meters, Aubrey Smith of Point Park was the winner in heat 1. And in heat 2, also from Point Park, it was Anna Babinich. So those individuals, winners today, and they hope to be first-place winners tomorrow, Jim.
Yeah, a lot of good competition we've seen already. Got one more event left with the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. And, of course, the ones we want to focus on here. Lindsey Dillon from West Virginia Wesleyan. She's ran 11:10. She is 72nd ranked in the country in Division II. Also, another one is Sierra Taylor. We see her right at the top of the list with Davis and Elkins. So those two among others. And we're off.
And the gun is fired, and away we go here. 7.5 laps. The barriers, including the water jump.
And they do lower the barriers for the women's, obviously, but you see some of those damp spots on the track. That's from the shoes of the men that finished the 3,000-meter steeplechase.
And, you look back on the men's race, Jim, and as far as the water, I don't want to call it a hazard, but the water obstacle is concerned, all of the runners that competed, the 16 field, very effortlessly and did a nice job.
Didn't have any trouble. We didn't have any mishaps, and let's hope we have the same good fortune here in this one. Just a little bit more difficult, even though the barriers are lowered a little bit. It just seemed to be a little bit more challenging for the women's than the men's, but nonetheless, some really good runners out there. You see the split times off of the screen. They've already compiled them. Sierra Taylor and Dillon, we talked about, of course, those two. And then Sarah Campana from University of Charleston rolling in there. She's a junior.
While we have a moment, we want to salute the great Mountain East Conference Outdoor Championship officials. Dave Hickman is our meet director. Richard Messenger, the meet referee. You have Mike Smith, Kerry Richardson, Chip Allman, Andy Barham, Sherry Carr, Smoke Conaway, Marshall Cavender, Jim Dawson, Logan Harrison, Gretchen Hibbs, Kenny Hibbs, Diane Kinney, E.J. Linger, Donna Messenger, Andy Opalco, Judy Plummer, Tom Plummer, and Angela Setliff. Jim, we touched upon it last night. The track and field community lost a great official, a great individual last week. Joe Heintzman, a Sistersville, West Virginia native, and been in the circles of track and field as an official for many, many years, died suddenly, and boy, he is missed and will forever be missed for what he contributed to this great sport.
Yeah, sad event and very unexpectedly, like you mentioned, Mark, and our hearts are really saddened by the sudden loss of Joe Heinzman. Such a classy guy, always friendly, always there to help out a hand. He's always there to give you just the right information, where to go, what to do, and who to be around. I mean, he's a good man.
Yeah, we talked to Joe at the indoor meet in Huntington when that was unfolding at the Chris Klein Complex there on the campus of Marshall University a couple of months back, and I was going through some old notes and kind of getting things organized today and found the list of officials and saw Joe's name on there, and it touched my heart because, again, you spend a lot of time doing what we do, and you're around sports long enough, you're going to make a lot of friendships in a variety of ways, and we can certainly say that we were friends of Joe, and again, he will be forever missed.
Absolutely.
There's 6 laps to go here in this women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. Lindsey Dillon of West Virginia Wesleyan, the Bobcats. Beautiful Buchanan, and she is the leader right now. Sierra Taylor of Davis and Elkins, Lotte Sethoff of Point Park, second and third respectively. Sarah Campana of Charleston is fourth. Madison Eaton is fifth. Hannah Schauman of Frostburg is sixth. Jenna Barnett seventh. Quinn Hazlett eighth at the moment. Out of Davis and Elkins, Barnett from Glenville, Schauman, Frostburg. You got a couple of Charleston runners there, 4 and 5. But again, at the top, it's Wesleyan's Dillon.
Yeah, just taking over second place after the barrier past the finish line is Lottie Zethoff of Point Park. She has made her way into second. They're very spaced out at this point.
Lindsey Dillon coached at West Virginia Wesleyan by second-year leader Kelsey Chambers. 3-time Mountain East Conference champ, 5-time Mountain East Conference track in track, and 3-time in cross country.
Lindsey Dillon, about a 2-second differential between her and Zethoff from Point Park, followed there closely by Taylor from D&E.
Men's competition. 7 of 21 events, and the University of Charleston with 66 points. Glenville with 35. And in the women's competition, University of Charleston 66, Point Park 57. A lot of scoring still to come here, but it's interesting at the moment for sure.
And Mark, we did mention earlier, those barriers are very heavy. They do not fall over, so you do not want to make the mistake of clipping them, as you will not knock them over.
Lindsey Dillon, how about that for talent, Jim? Yeah. She lands on top of the barrier, looks at her watch, and continues on.
Says, yeah, I'm kind of where I need to be right now. So she knows where she's at. And she knows what she's got left in the tank. Here comes the always lurching water barrier. Navigated that with no trouble whatsoever.
Lindsey Dillon went to Northern High School, Dunkirk, Maryland. She's a junior. Again, Zethoff in second place at the moment.
Yeah, the top 5 have been pretty steady with Dillon, Zethoff, Taylor, Campana, and Eaton. They've been kind of spaced out fairly evenly. Dillon's stretched her lead a little bit over Zethoff's. It was about a 2-second lead. Now we're looking at close to a 5-second lead. And, of course, she's being hard pressed by Taylor. And Campana has made up a little bit of time there on Taylor as well.
Zethoff hails from the Netherlands, coming to the United States to compete in the great sport of track and field. Lindsey Dillon of West Virginia Wesleyan.
She said Campana, I told you earlier, she made a little bit of a time up on Taylor, about a half a second on that lap, 134.44 versus 134.90. Of course, Lindsey Dillon was at 130, so she's kind of separating herself away from the rest of the pack at this point in time. Lots of jumps left, few barriers, the water barriers left as well.
You know, we go back to last night. We had those great finishes in the 10,000 meters, both for the men and the women. Had a good race there for the steeplechase for the men. Nick Pitcher came away victorious. And right now, though, we've got Lindsey Dillon really just kind of gliding and distancing herself from the rest of the field.
A little bit of concentration she needs, and she knows she's in the lead. She's already taken a sneak peek back, but right now her main focus is to be mentally tough and make sure she gets those barriers crossed without any hiccups.
Well, the feeling of knowing 2 laps to go here.
And we see Campana has taken over Sierra Taylor for 3rd place. She ran a couple of seconds faster on that lap than Taylor did. Taylor running at 136.81, Campana at 134.51. Pretty good differential there. Again, Mark, the barriers, they're important. Legs get heavier. A couple of laps to go. They feel like you're dragging a couple pieces of lead there on top of your shoelaces.
Again, just a very deliberate approach to it all here is Dillon for West Virginia Wesleyan. Into the water she goes. Knows she's going to deal with that one more time. And an opportunity here to come away with a championship.
Yeah, pretty marked differential between Lindsey and Lottie Zethoff. Sarah Campana might end up stretching it out, trying to end up overtaking Lottie. And we see the famed bell lap, Mark.
Yep. And what an effort here in this 3,000 meters.
And Dillon taking a peek back to see what kind of margin of error she had. And she had plenty of cushion, knowing she just needs to complete the barrier jumps.
Lindsey Dillon. Now you got 3,000 meters to run. You got barriers to cross. You got water to deal with.
And a lot of teammates cheering her on. That's always nice to see that team sportsmanship coming out and encouraging these runners. Very grueling event.
Into the water she goes, and Lindsey Dillon glide down this near straightaway, looking strong, and a great feeling. One more to deal with there.
Yeah, last barrier she had to cross.
And Lindsey Dillon will cross the finish line, and she is the Mountain East Conference champion of the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. Our congrats to Lindsey Dillon. Lotte Zethoff finished second. Sarah Campana was third. Sierra Taylor was fourth. And the celebration on the track for the orange and black of West Virginia Wesleyan.
Yeah, great race there by Lindsey Dillon. 11:14:09 for the sophomore. Lotte Zethoff, a really nice personal best for her. Mark put her in the top 100 with that race at 11:23:88 at ranked to number 94. Campana and Taylor from UC and D&E both with personal best as well.
Well, there you see Lindsey Dillon. Outstanding work. And, just kind of got out in front, Jim, and kind of took off and kind of left the field.
Pretty much. She just kind of dominated, used very concentrated on her jumps, making sure she didn't have any hiccups on the barriers. That's always important. It's a very easy race to get injured in, clipping a barrier or falling awkwardly in that water. You never know.
Junior out of Dunkirk, Maryland, Northern High School. Lindsey Dillon comes away victorious. At 11:14:09. What a feeling. All the work you put in. And only one. You do have some photo finishes from time to time, but typically only one is going to cross that finish line first.
I'm sure Lindsey wasn't, her best time is 11:10. She was awful close to that at 11:14. Of course, she was unpushed the last, really the last half of the race. She really wasn't challenged that much. You see, still has enough strength and concentration to get over that last barrier. That teammate there cheering her on as she strides across the finish line.
So Lindsey Dillon is the champ. Puts 10 on the board for the Bobcats of West Virginia Wesleyan in the women's division. And we're going to be talking to Lindsey here momentarily. See some scenes from right at the finish there.
And your champion with a time of 11:14:09 from West Virginia Wesleyan, Lindsey Dillon.
All right, we are now joined by the victorious Lindsey Dillon of West Virginia Wesleyan. Mark Martin here, along with our analyst Jim Mahan. Lindsey, out of West Virginia Wesleyan, congratulations to the Orange and Black. What a race for you.
Thank you.
Take us through it, Lindsey, and just exactly what unfolded here. Again, it's a grueling gut check type of event, and there's a lot of focus, a lot of concentration in a lot of areas.
Yeah, so I think in the very beginning I was like, let's just stay in the front there and stay with these group of girls. and I've been working on hurdling and stuff, the barriers. So I'm like, oh, maybe we can work on technique, and I just threw it out the window. I was like, let's just focus on racing in between the barriers and, just staying quick, staying smooth, and staying confident.
Hey, Lindsay, for some young runners out there, obviously don't get a lot of opportunity to get in a 3,000-meter steeplechase. How did you get interested in that particular race?
I really just saw my boyfriend did it before me, and I watched him do it, and I was like, that looks really cool. So not like I was forced into it or anything. I volunteered. I really wanted to do this race. It just seemed like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, you did some really good surging between the barriers. Of course, I'm sure, 11:14 isn't right on your best, but you weren't really pushed in that race, and I saw you only took a couple of sneaks back, seeing if anybody was challenging you. You just felt very strong. It looked like you was very tactical in especially the barriers, really being extra concentrated there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't really going for time. It was more like go ahead and get ahead and then just stay smooth and don't try not to get super tense or anything or worry about anybody else.
All right, Lindsay, always love to ask young athletes. You've been there at West Virginia Wesleyan. You hail from Maryland. What led you to Buchanan?
Really, I got recruited here for softball freshman year. So
really?
The softball coach reached out to me, and I played softball. So, and then I decided to do track instead. So really, for any athlete, I think you can do it. Just put your mind to it. You can do it.
Awesome. Well, from softball to a Mountain East Conference 3,000-meter steeplechase champion, Lindsay Dillon, great being with you. Congratulations on your victory here tonight.
Thank you.
All right. How about that, Jim Mahan?
Oh,
you take one sport and you say, you know what? Let's give this steeplechase a try.
Try something else here.
Beautiful view from high above here as we get set to close things out here. Day 2 of action in the books here at the Mountain East Conference Track and Field Championships. And, Jim, we got a lot to look forward to tomorrow, my man.
Sure do. Now, those showing you see the 3,000-meter steeplechase finals, but of those 8 placers, we had 4 of the 8 had personal best. Lotte Zeffoth had a personal best. Sarah Campana had a personal best. Sierra Taylor and Paige Etteneuer from Frostburg. And then you had season best from Hannah Shawman and Jenna Barnett from Frostburg, Glenville. So some pretty excellent times turned in from these women's 3,000-meter steeplechase.
All right, that will do it for Coach Jim Mahan, our great crew. This is Mark Martin, and we say so long from Milan Park here in Morgantown, and we look forward to day 3 tomorrow, and congrats to all of our champs here today and many more champs to be crowned on Tuesday. You've been watching live coverage of the 2026 Mountain East Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships here on the Mountain East Conference Digital Television Network.